Hey guys, so today I'm gonna tell you a little bit something about my labor and delivery. And so let me just tell you how everything started. So I took a pregnancy test on endings of December, and it was those cheap pregnancy tests from like Dollar Tree, which is really recommended because you won't spend a lot of money in one of those really expensive one. And just as the first one, I recommend the cheap one, so you won't spend a lot of money in case you aren't pregnant and it just turns out as a negative. It's just those cheap ones are really good for that first one. And then I recommend to buy an expensive one. And so I took one at the endings of December, and so it was positive. Well, actually, the cheap ones was really hard to tell because it was just like a faded line. It wasn't too much showing. So after that, we decided to get an expensive one since we weren't that sure, and it was positive, and it was such a happy moment, to be honest, because I mean, we weren't expecting it, but it's like, whoa, you know. And then after that, that's when our pregnancy journey started. And so after that, months, checkups, regular checkups. And then at 3 months pregnant, a nurse was like, oh, you have 2 placentas. And I was like, what? So we were kind of wondering, twins? Are we having twins? Later on during pregnancy, doctors were like, oh no, you don't have 2 placentas. I don't know where she got that from. And then he was like, but we do see like something dark. And they were like, oh, is it probably blood clot or something? But he said if it was, it would have faded during time, which it was less likely that it wasn't. So after that, he wanted me to get checkups. It was still there. He was like, we don't know what it is. To be on the safe side, you should do an anti-stress test, which it started to me on like really young in pregnancy, which was like 5 months of pregnancy. I was already going to this anti-stress test, and it was 2 times, Wednesdays and Saturdays, and those places not close to me. It was an hour and a half away, and my dad had to be the ride for me because I couldn't drive. And so during that time I was going, he was doing good at the beginning, but then his heart rate started going up. So he decided to do ultrasounds on Saturdays, and then he saw how his heart rate was going up there too. So he was like, you need to come 2 times a week to keep checking you up, since we don't know what's wrong with my placenta, and just wanted the baby to be safe. And so after that, I got checkups for months. And then at the 8 months pregnancy, he was like, actually 7 months pregnancy, he was like, I think you have to be hospitalized. Actually in the beginning, I was at the hospital for 4 days because checking up the heart rate. But at that time, when I was there for 4 days, he was actually doing good, and they were like, okay, you can go home. A week later, his heart rate started going up again. So they're like, you have to be hospitalized until you give birth, until you're probably like 36 weeks pregnant, because at that time I was 32. So I was there hospitalized. Actually, I was in one hospital first for 7 hours waiting for an ambulance. And then when I got there, the doctor was like, okay, stay here till like you're 36 pregnant. They didn't even put an IV on me because, first of all, they couldn't find my veins. Second of all, he was like, we're not even gonna deliver you, nor tomorrow, nor the end of this week. So there's no point. So I was there, me and my husband were there. We probably slept for 4 hours, and then everybody came rushing into the room. They put an oxygen mask. At this time, I was being monitored. My baby was being monitored. So they put a oxygen mask, and then they put an oxygen mask, and then I believe, oh yeah, they came in rushing, putting my IV in. And it was just hard because they have problems finding my veins, and that was just painful. And so I didn't know what happened. I was so scared. It was like everything just happened so quick. And then they were like, the baby heart rate is going down. I started panicking. I was literally like, I just want my baby to be okay. So after that, the doctor came in 2 hours later, and she was like, we have to deliver you. I was in shock because I wasn't expecting this. And so I was like, okay, as long as my baby comes out, like, it's healthy, comes out right. And then after that, I was like, how much time do I have? She's like, you have 20 minutes. Because I wanted to call my parents because I know they wanted to be there for me. And I was panicking so bad because I wasn't expecting this. Like, I was expecting to deliver in like 4 weeks. And I didn't know how the epidural went because I was having C-section because the baby was so small. At this time, I was 32 weeks pregnant. The baby was so small. They didn't want to do a delivery, like vaginal delivery, because he was so small and he could have just stressed. So the best option was C-section. And so at that time I was panicking so bad. And then I had 20 minutes because it was at 6:40. And she was like, we have to start everything at 7 in the morning. And so then they took me to where they do the C-sections and all that. They took me there. The lady was so nice. She was holding my hand because she knew I was scared. And they put the spinal, not epidural, spinal. And it actually didn't hurt. I was basically scared for no reason because I didn't feel nothing. It just felt like a little pen stab. That's it, to be honest. But it didn't hurt at all. And after that, my husband came in. I was already numb because that spinal just numbs you in 2 hours. And right after I was laying down, I couldn't feel my body. I started getting like so much anxiety because I couldn't feel nothing. It was just all bad. And after that, we didn't even know when the process started. The lady was just like, oh, in 2 minutes you're gonna hear the baby cry. And then we heard him cry and we were just so shocked because it was just happened, everything so quick. And it wasn't even like an emergency C-section. It was, I had time, they had time. And I was just, right after when I heard the cry, it was so cute and adorable. I just fell in love, to be honest. And then they took him quickly because he was so small. He weighed 2 pounds 9 ounces, and he was just so tiny that they took him so quick. I wasn't even able to see him. And when they took him, they were closing me up meanwhile, and that process did take long because a lot of layers. They had to do it exactly how they opened it, and they closed me up really good, like really quick. I didn't even know, but they were even like timing each other. They were racing basically each other, and it was just quite funny but scary. And then after that, they took me to recovery, which it took me like 3 hours for my body to not be numb anymore. And it was so bad because the doctor was like, at this time you shouldn't be numb. But it was so funny because I couldn't even put my legs up of how numb I was. And then when they took me to the postpartum room, that's when I was not numb anymore, and I was able to move around. At this time, I wasn't able to see my baby yet. My husband was the one that saw it first. He was taking my breast milk over there every time I pumped, since I wasn't able to walk too much. And where the baby was, it was actually like a 5-minute walk. It was quite far, but as long as he was in the C building asking me, I was quite relaxed, and I know he was being treated good. The hospital is really, really well known. And then after that, it was just quite, my recovery was quite easy. Like, I was able to walk 2 days. The next 2 days I was able to walk, I was able to shower. On the third day I was able to go see my baby. I was gonna be discharged on the third day, but I had high blood pressure of how much blood I lost, so I had to stay there another night. They still don't even know what's wrong with my placenta. All they told me that was my placenta was detaching. Right after the doctor delivered my baby, he was like, your placenta was detaching. So my baby would have lost signal with my body if we waited a little bit longer. So I'm quite glad they decided to deliver me, but it was quite not good because it was too early. But as long as my baby now it's healthy, and then he's 5 pounds now. He got delivered to a hospital near me, which was quite good because I had to drive an hour all the way to San Francisco where I delivered, and with traffic it had to be more than an hour, and it was so bad because I wasn't able to spend a lot of time over there since I had rides and then they had work. And after that, when they processed him to this hospital near me, I wanted to ride in the ambulance with him, but by the time I got over there, he was already going to be on his way over here. But it was so scary because imagine you having your baby crossing a bridge newborn, and it was just quite scary. But I'm glad he got safe here with me, and now I have him home. The NICU over here where I'm at, they were all so nice. It was just a scary, happy moment that my baby's healthy now. He's 5 pounds. He's eating good. He didn't need a lot. He only had the oxygen mask for about 3 days, and then after that he did quite good. That's why I decided to move him near me, and all he needed to do was feed on his own because he had the feeding tube inside him through his mouth, and then they changed it to his nose. And after that, it took him quite a while to learn how to bottle feed, and now he's taking more than what he left the hospital 2 days ago, which is a really good because he's growing. He gained 2 pounds after he left the hospital 2 days ago. And yeah, if you guys are planning to have a C-section, it's not scary. It just feels weird, but it's not scary. The spinal doesn't even hurt. I know the epidural, they leave something inside of you, like something to pass the medicine through you, and I don't know how that is, but I doubt it hurt more than a spinal, so I wouldn't be too scared about that. You just pray that everything's gonna come out good. I had a NICU mom that she said that she felt our C-section. I was quite scared for that to happen to me, but thank God it didn't happen to me. Everything was so relaxing and so good that my pregnancy delivery literally felt like it was nothing. I wanted to do a vaginal delivery, but I felt some contractions before, and it was quite painful, so painful that my pain level was, I knew I wasn't gonna take it, but you know, I was just holding in. And then after that, I think it was because I didn't eat that day, because the doctor wanted to see me first, see if I was gonna deliver that day, but I didn't. So when I ate, that's when my contractions all was gone. And yeah, that was basically it. Like, it was just, delivery was all good, no pain, nothing, quite scary. They said how my placenta came, it shouldn't come like that in my next pregnancy, but it still kind of scares me. You know, stuff happens for reasons, but I'm so glad my baby's healthy now. So glad that he's here with us now, and he's growing big and strong. Yeah. Thanks for watching this video, and leave a comment down below if you're pregnant and you're scared. Don't be scared. Just believe everything's gonna come out good, and just hang in there. It's gonna go by quick, trust me. My delivery went by quick. No pain, to be honest. Just don't be thinking too much about the pain, because then that's what really hurts more than the pain, to be honest. Hurts more than what they do to you, because it's just a quick process. And just hang in there. Okay, bye.